Hey there, nerds. Jimmy Palmquist here, and season finale of season one of The Acolyte. The episode is aptly named The Acolyte. Been getting a lot of hate. I've been getting a lot of hate at how much I enjoy this show. I love how they're delving into new areas of the Force, new areas of Star Wars, new lore about the Jedi, new lore about the Sith. I really enjoyed it. I do feel like this episode poses more questions to us than it answers. Master Soul, there's obviously a lot going on. And we get a little indication of a relationship with Vernestra and Master Vernestra. And they were friends, good friends. She even says as much, but then she apologizes to him um, for what's going to happen next, essentially. And this, so we're all on the same page. This is full of spoilers. So if you don't want to know what's going on, do not watch this video. So Master Saul is presumably dead. And that's where Vernestra leans over him and apologizes for what's going to happen next. Um, Osha took her vengeance, which obviously is not a Jedi thing to do. But she got her justice in her mind. She learned the full truth. Obviously, Master Saul believes he did everything for the best of her, the best of intentions for her, and admits he wanted to save both of them. But when we went to the episode prior, he clearly favored Osha when they were both on the catwalk, and he had to choose between May or Osha. But man, what a powerful episode. Kamir and Osha, he tries to convince her, and she's like, no. Final answer, no, I'm not going to be your apprentice. Then she found out the full truth, and guess who is now the Acolyte? Aptly titled name of the show. And what's great is, and I had to look it up because when I first saw it, I didn't necessarily think this was the case. I was kind of hoping that we would see somebody else, but it looks like it's been verified. We see Darth Plagueis, and he was hiding in a little cave, looking out and seeing what was going on with Kamir and Osha. So more dynamics. How does this play in the rule of two? Is it one of those Sith betrayals like Palpatine did nonstop, where he would be recruiting somebody, but if somebody better came along, it was okay. Dooku, you're dead. Very curious. And this is what I mean by we're getting more questions posed to us. Even the very end, where Master Vernestra goes in to talk with somebody, and then it's revealed it's Master Yoda. It's like, okay, so does Vernestra tell Yoda the totality of what she knows, which includes the inkling that Kamir is alive because she got that sensation when she was on that Vernok Island, I'm sorry, planet. Um, she got the sense that he was still alive, and he quickly put his Cortosis helmet on, and she lost it, but she got a sense. In her interview with May, we learned that she knows more than she's letting on to the Senate. Obviously, the Senate is not fully trusting the Jedi as they're going after them, which is interesting because obviously this is out well before the time frame of the prequels, but we're laying seeds on why the Emperor and how the Emperor Palpatine was able to do what he did as far as overthrowing the Jedi and making them look like the bad guys and getting the whole Senate and everybody, not everybody, but most people to believe him, and why the only pocket was this resistance of rebels. I find this whole storyline fascinating. I like how this sits between like the timeline of the High Republic that we have in the books and the prequels and what we're familiar with prior to the Galactic Empire. And we're sort of seeing how this plays out. And the Jedi really are a cult, and they're not infallible. They're full of mistakes. Just seeing Venestra explain to the Senate that it was a rogue Jedi, Master Soul, who felt horrible at these events that happened, and now he's trying to fix it and whatever. And it's like, wow, so she's continuing the lie while also admitting to May, or admitting to the audience as she's questioning May, that no, that's not what she believes. She knows. And she, I mean, like I said, she apologized to Master Soul for what she was going to do. So this series chock full of new information. We had previously stated how and why the Jedi Council wouldn't know that the Sith had a presence. Well, we found out. Master Soul was really the only one that knew. He is dead. So now there is really no singular person that can go to the council and be like, look, the Sith are on the rise. So that we have Kia D Mundi, and his ignorance is, well, perfectly acceptable because he doesn't know. The Sith covered their tracks very well. And unfortunately, the Jedi, and Vernestra is one of them, is covering up what she's finding. So I would assume something happens to her so she can't spread the word. And it's just amazing to see how the Sith stay under the radar for so long, and the naivety of the Jedi to think that they can control and fix everything, and they can't. It's just a fascinating dichotomy. I thoroughly enjoy the show. I've been accused of, oh, you're coping, and that's why you're trying to make excuses. And it's like, no, I legitimately enjoyed the show. I legitimately enjoyed seeing Star Wars from a different point of view and an era that we're not familiar with. I don't understand the hate. Yeah, it's not the perfect show ever made. It's not the best movie ever made. It's not the best show ever made. I really still, A New Hope is still my favorite Star Wars entry. I think Empire Strikes Back is probably the best story, so to speak. I really enjoy The Last Jedi. But here's the thing, folks, it's all Star Wars. And once upon a time in 1983, we thought we were done. And we got Droids, the cartoon, and we got the Ewok Adventures, but it just wasn't the same. So as we're getting more live action Star Wars sequences that are quality, I'm thrilled. I might not like them all, but I'm gleaning more information, getting new information, and even retconning information that I'm familiar with in the originals, the prequels, and the sequels. I enjoyed it. Hate me all you want. Hit me up in the comments below and let me know what you think. And if you use the term nerd alert, I'll know you watched this video and we can have a good discourse. If you just come at me with your venom, I'm not even going to listen to you. And frankly, I'm going to laugh at you. And just so you know, in my head, when you have a comment like that I think is ridiculous, I always go back to the Big Lebowski and the dude. Well, that's like your opinion, man. And I laugh to myself. Anywho, Star Wars The Acolyte, Episode 8, the season finale, The Acolyte. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Nerd out.